Today my topic is transportation, personal transportation. Is it necessary in India for people to maintain their own vehicle apart from non-fuel equipments, non-fuel vehicles like cycle? That type of things can be accepted. But how far is it reasonable to use a two-wheeler motorcycle like motorcycle, scooter, moped, cars? How much important is it for our life? It is not at all necessary for in India for a person to maintain a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, because India is a crowded country with a lot of population. So there is a network of roads for road transportation like buses, and for railroad also is there. In the world, the longest railroad is in Russia. After that, India only has got the second place in providing longest railroads for its citizens. And the comforts are also very many there. And the railway department is working very efficiently in India. The cost of the tickets is also very low, depending upon the class category. Reservation is possible, berth is available, there is safe travel. There are suburban trains also, metro trains also. Heaven on earth is there in metro trains. There is full security. There is automatic opening of doors, and there is also announcement of the station that we have reached. All these are very, very cheap and also safe and secure. In every state there is road transport possible through buses. That is also very safe. Trained drivers, trained conductors are there. So accidents are very minimum under their care. But if we maintain our own vehicle, maintenance is the first problem. Second problem is investment of money in large quantity. How many of the people who are maintaining two-wheelers are capable of discarding that vehicle in case of danger and don't think of it at all? Nobody is like that. They are taking the vehicle on installment basis, first thing. So they are not so rich as to buy that vehicle. And the second thing is, they don't opt for a low budget vehicle. They always go for the hi-fi level. Is it necessary for their pocket? That is the first thing. If they save that money and keep in the bank, deposit in the bank, within 20 years or 30 years, if we take into consideration the maintenance charges, oil charges, everything, if we take into consideration, that will amount to a huge amount of money, and that can be used for some constructive use. Working in a very small job for any amount of money and paying installments for these vehicles and also house installments is not at all useful for the progress of the family. Depending on the requirements of the family, they will have to move from place to place. So they have to travel a long distance, which cannot be covered by two-wheelers. But out of their craze for two-wheeler, youth are using the two-wheelers even for long distances like 200 kilometers, 300 kilometers daily. This is very dangerous, and they are not trained in driving properly. They are reckless. They are full of tension because of their job. They have to reach their destination, so they don't follow the road rules, traffic rules properly. So they are getting into problems. They are getting into accidents. In every family, there is a candidate who is getting fracture at least once in 3 or 4 years. If you take into consideration these medical expenses, along with the purchase of the vehicle, maintenance of the vehicle, repairs on it, oil consumption, discomfort, all these things, if you take into consideration, by the time we keep this money in bank deposit for 10 years, by the time the the term ends, a person can gain or get a huge amount of money with which he can do some constructive work. And all people must pay attention to it. There is no harm in using cycles. Even in Japan and advanced countries, they are using two-wheelers in the form of cycles, bicycles. Both men and women, it is good for health. It gives good exercise. It is very reachable for everybody. Maintenance free, very low cost, and it looks beautiful also. In advanced countries like Japan and China also, they are not allowing people, common citizens, to buy their own vehicle, whether it is two-wheeler or four-wheeler, unless it is necessary, essential for their job. They must get a license or approval from the government for buying the vehicle also. This is very important for traffic safety and also for the health of the public. Accidents can be avoided if India also follows this rule. This is a very important aspect of road safety, traffic safety. Then, crowding of vehicles on the road at peak hours can be avoided if only people with need and necessity use this type of vehicles. And especially students are very crazy after using two-wheelers. Women are also using two-wheelers unnecessarily. For short distances, it is okay. If they live in a remote area, to reach the city center for shopping or for daily requirements, they can use the two-wheeler. But they can keep it at home. They should not use it for their regular transport. And riding with two people or three people, dual riding or three people riding on the bike is also not actually good for the rider and also the others. Bike is meant only for one person, not for two people. So only one person must use the bike. For at least long distances, they should not take a passenger along with them. This is very essential for everybody. Everybody must take responsibility. And using the helmet is very, very important, not only for the driver, but also the passenger who is sitting at the back. Nobody is following this rule. If you use this rule, even if there is an accident, that death can be avoided. Important parts of the body like the head and eyes can be protected. This is very important. And students especially must take care of it. And employees also must take care of it. Unless a bike is important, a two-wheeler is important, unless it's essential for their job, like courier service boys or transport management people can manage four-wheelers, and courier service boys can manage two-wheelers. But they will be on the road only after 9 o'clock or after 10 o'clock. So, they will not be pressed to use it during traffic time, peak hours. So, for them, there is a possibility of maintaining it for their job. For others, it is not recommended.